Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and welcome back to my Manifest Your Dreams series. This is all about positive energy and putting out positive thoughts into the universe and receiving them back, of course. We are going with a Mica chuck it in technique, guys. This is one of my favorite ever Mica chuck it in technique results. Like, honestly, sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. I'm going to be using this round tray mold. This is from Molds and Shapes, measuring 25 centimeters across. Now, if you have not yet received the news, Molds and Shapes are reopening on the 1st of August and they are staying open, guys. Subscribe to their newsletter to stay up to date with their latest news. But the latest news is that they are remaining open. They are no longer closing for good in September, which is the best news. In today's video, I'm going to be using the Let's Resin resin. This is measurable 1:1 by volume. I won't go and show you every single detail of this, but I'm using a lot of resin. So if you watched the last video, you will know that I have got a lot coming up in the next month. My mother is moving in with me, and I know that July is going to be super busy for me and helping my mum settle back into life back in England. And yeah, I have batch filmed. I wanna be the person who batch cooks, but I'm never that person. I have filmed many videos over the past week, and therefore, like I mentioned in the last video, you will often see me make up quite a lot of resin when I don't really need a lot of resin, and that is because I'm filming multiple videos in one day. But here we are. I've mixed up around about 500, I think this was 500 or 600 grams of epoxy resin, and I'm just giving the cup a really good stir around the edges and the bottom, scraping the sides, scraping the bottom before I transfer this cup over onto my Let's Resin mixing machine, and I just let that machine run for as long as it takes me to get the tray ready to fill up. So onto the tray. Now, guys, this was all, honestly, I mentioned in the last video about stars aligning, but this Mica chuck it in technique was actually inspired by the camper van. If you remember the camper van video that I did with the purple and blue sky, I knew at that moment, oh my gosh, this would be absolutely perfect for a more kind of spiritual route, and that is where this video was inspired by. So we are going with purple, blue, pink, and, well, two different purples, blue and pink mica. This is a combination. So this purple here that you just saw me dump, that's too much powder, so I do end up removing some of that. That purple was Let's Resin. This is a stunning blue by Resin Pro, and I'm also using pink from Arteza and another lighter blue from Resin Pro. So whatever mica powders you happen to have, guys, they all work with this technique. This Mica chuck it in technique with alcohol spray can honestly be used for so many different themes. If you've been with me a while, you'll know last year or the year before I used it for autumn, and it worked a dream with the dark brown, the chocolate browns, the golds, the bronzes for the autumnal feels. And I used UVDTFs. Now you can use it for space, you can use it like I'm using it here, and of course galaxies and stars. And yes, I forgot the stars. I did mean to lay down some of these Hemway holographic stars because we are going with a manifesting spiritual theme on this tray. And yeah, I was a bit gutted because I'd already put so much powder down, and I really did want quite a lot of stars in this. So do these first, guys. The sequins will basically cling to the bottom of the tray, and of course once powder is down, they won't. So I did have to try and find any little gap I could find to get the stars in. And again, if they stick, great. If they float, no harm done. It just means the back will also be pretty. So I figured, you know, just dump a load down, and if we see them, we see them. If we don't, we don't. But we do. Breaking news, we do, and we get an absolutely stunning result. So this is me just firmly pressing them onto the tray in the hopes that some will actually cling without trying to disturb any of those mica. Now you see the way I've thrown the purple and the blue in, and you've got this almost starburst appearance. I love the way that looks in the final result. So finally on here, we're going in with the, what are we going in with? The Art Hazer pink. And this is a close-up. We've got quite a lot of powder in here. Now that big clump of purple on the top right, that's a bit too much. Whilst I've been doing this, my resin has been set aside and it's been mixed by the Let's Resin mixing machine. Now the background is going to be black. I'm using the Vista liquid black pigment for this, and the black is honestly going to make all of these mica powders pop. Like, it's the best background for it. Now count the alcohol sprays. I mean, a lot of alcohol sprays. I am specifically focused on the clumps of powder. I want them to disperse a little bit. I want them to blend. I want them to merge. I don't want to pour alcohol into this. I don't want everything to float. But yeah, this is me getting rid of some of that purple because I just thought that is just going to create a crater in the surface of the tray. So you want a lot of mica, but not too much mica, and you want a lot of alcohol, but not too much alcohol. And I am going to put the number on the screen because I counted the number of sprays on this tray. 59 sprays. If you counted and got a different number to me, please let me know in the comment section down below. So again, you can see it all there. It's all blended out and it's kind of merging with other colors. And whilst wet, we are now pouring the background in. And again, like I said, this is a lot of resin, but I am using it for other things as well, which is why you don't have to worry about the leftovers in the cup. It does get used on another project. This is what we're looking like at this point. Now let's talk about the image that I'm using. The next few videos I have been really loving. I know, sit down, you might fall over. I've been loving finding designs on the Cricut design space and weeding. Weeding, guys, what's going on with me lately? I figured I would leave the footage in and I have sped it right up for you. I actually typed into the Cricut design space all of the things. I typed in manifesting your dreams, universe, stars aligning. It didn't really understand stars aligning. It just showed me a line of stars. So you do have to play around with what you write in your Cricut design space, like what are you looking for? And I just tried a load of keywords and until I found what I was looking for. I typed in spiritual, manifesting, positive thinking, and so many images came up. This one was hands down, no pun intended, but hands down my absolute favorite design, and I looked at it and immediately fell in love. It is an image of two hands with palms open with crystals and stars and moons and bracelets, and it was just beautiful. My first thought was, oh my gosh, I've got to weed it. Like, what am I doing? Why am I choosing this really detailed, intricate, beautiful design? I've got to weed it. So a lot of self-talk. I'm like, Claire, you've got to weed it. But I took my time, which is why this is super sped up. Now, I did make a couple of mistakes. Top right, there's a star, and I lost a couple of the prongs of the star. And then top left or bottom right as well, I lost a little bit of another star. So there were some mistakes that I could not rectify easily. I could have maybe cut out some pieces and stuck them on, but I decided to just go with it and pretend that didn't happen, and only you and I will know that the mistakes are there. That's the way I see it. I definitely think the fact that I now need to wear glasses for reading helps, because the glasses honestly help me weed so much, and laying it in the sun also really helps me see where it is I need to weed. But look at this image. It is just beautiful. I really wanted to leave this in so that you could all see exactly what I went through basically to get this design. Now, demold time. And like I said, think anything. Think galaxies, think space, think manifesting your dreams. Because look at this. I decided to bring you down to the vision I had. Like, I could see it from this angle and I wanted you to see it from this angle. Guys, if that does not look like starbursts in a galaxy far, far away where we are wishing on the stars, like, I don't know what does. It is beautiful, absolutely beautiful. Now, I know galaxies don't really have all this colour, and I know that the colour is added by the TV programmes to make us see depth in our galaxies and star systems, but hey, listen, it is one of my favourite results, and sometimes like the centre of those bursts, I just absolutely love, and I knew how much I loved it, and deep down I was like, oh, I don't want to cover it. I don't want to cover it up. But then that's the whole point. Like, I can recreate this another time if I want to keep it as is. But I knew I was covering it with these hands, and we would just see some of that stunning result coming through, but not all of it. And that's okay. That's okay. I kept telling myself anyway. I would say that lately I've had more trouble transferring vinyl than I have had weeding it. So I guess it's time for me to hate transferring instead of the weeding process. And I am laying it down as central as I can. We do lose a couple of stars off to the side, but that's also absolutely fine. And oh my gosh, I just love this image. Again, you could use any vinyl. You could use holographic silver. I'm not very good at weeding holographic vinyl. So many people have told me, Claire, you need to reverse weed, like do some reverse weeding. Guys, I genuinely don't know how. Like, I've watched videos on it and I'm so confused by it. And I know that sounds silly, but my brain is fried, all right? I keep saying it. I'm 50 next year. My brain is gone. It left me in 2020, I swear. But here I am transferring the vinyl over. There were a couple of little fiddly bits that didn't want to stick, but we got there in the end. And all I can say is I absolutely love it. I love it. But yeah, let me know your thoughts. Let me know what you think. The colours, everything about the colours, it's just me. I also see Wendy from Toonfish Crafts in this as well. I think this would be right up her street, especially with the colour scheme. But yeah, let me know what colours you would use if you were to recreate this. There were a couple of teeny tiny little dots that I'd missed on the original weeding. Maybe this is what is this reverse weeding? Maybe this is what reverse weeding is. So there were a couple of little spots that I had to get rid of, but here you see me popping bubbles. At this point I had a couple of little bubbles, couple of little lumps, and I thought, well, if I just stab a hole in it and we see that hole, that's actually okay because we've got even more detail through the vinyl. Then, you know, we can see more colour coming in from behind. But yeah, just love. It took a while. This is a bit of a close-up of what we've got now. I love the bracelets. I love the open palms. I just love the stars and the detail in this. The next step for me was, of course, to top coat. Now, I've top coated multiple ways in the past. You can use PVA glue, let it dry overnight. Easy, peel it back. You could also use Mod Podge to coat the bottom of your trays as well, same as PVA glue, but then it takes hours to dry. The quickest, easiest way is to use masking tape, and I'm literally just masking tape around the edges and slightly in from the edges, just in case the resin decides to go over the edges and travel inwards under the tray. So make sure you've got a nice hefty fat border when you do use tape, and then I can just really easily trim it off and I'm ready to top coat. This is the fastest way to protect your bottoms. And I mean, if you've got flat surfaces and you've got absolutely no intentions of that resin going over the edge, I would still protect your bottoms, because at the end of the day, resin does what resin wants and you just never know. Protect your bottoms anyway, even if it's not in your plan to flood coat, which it's not. My plan was to just give this a beautiful doming top coat. I'm going to use these little yellow thingies whatever they're called, I don't know. I'm putting them in a circle and I'm going to rest my tray over these. That way, if any does drip off, it's going to drip down and not destroy the base of my tray. But I also pop one in the middle for that extra bit of support. Now, top coating, again, mixing the resin 1-to-1. I am using a little bit of the Super Sparkle White. This is Glitter Dust It's not mica, it's not a colorant. It is a glitter sparkle dust, and it's just going to add a little something something to the top coat, and you can see it in there, super sparkly. A little goes a long way. So again, just enough to give it an extra yumminess, but not too much to drown out the imagery, because honestly, this stuff goes a long way. My plan was just to pour some in the middle, see where it was going, see where it was traveling. Am I level? Am I, is my surface as level as possible? I felt like it really wasn't traveling in one direction more than the other, maybe a bit off to the left, so I adjusted it slightly, and then I'm just going to pour a little bit more to get it to all of the edges, basically. Sadly, I mean, yeah, it did flow off the edge, but hey, what can I say? I've protected my bottom, so I wasn't too worried about it. Here we are now, just pouring a little bit more on, and then I'm going to use a lollipop stick just to help it get to the edges. It is slow moving at this point, but I am helping it get to those edges, making sure that the resin is fully coated on the top surface, and it has reached every single millimeter of this tray. Slowly but surely does it, just teasing it to the edge and pulling it back. Tease it to the edge, pull it back. You don't want to go too fast, otherwise you risk it going over the edge. Again, this is all advice that I've said before, and it's advice that I know. I know how to top coat, but sadly, some days it just doesn't want to stop at the edge. There's reasons for that. You either pour too much on, or your surfaces are not level. Your tray is not level. So yeah, here we are. I'm now going to give this a quick blast with my blowtorch just to get out any potential surface bubbles before we cover it up for the night and come back tomorrow. So here is a close-up of this absolutely beautiful sparkly top coat. I have got the most perfect dome all around the edges, and it is looking beautiful. Look at this. And then we pan over, bring the camera over, Claire, show them the truth. This is the truth. It decided to leave me just when I really wanted it not to. I thought I'd done such a good job. And then I looked away and looked back, and there it was, pouring off the side. The next day when I removed the box from it, I was so happy to see that there were no major faults on the surface of the tray. So I was absolutely loving it. I've just opened the blind so we can get a little bit more of that sunshine in the sparkly. And oh my gosh, guys, I absolutely love it. I love it. Now, at this point, really, it could be a tray. You could put something on here if you wanted to. You could attach a chain to the back, put some screw eyelets in the top or the back, create a wall hanging. For me, this will be a wall hanging. I won't use it as a tray because why would I want to cover up that surface? So at some stage, I will be adding some screw eyelets and a chain, and then I will be putting it into the salon in Kettering here where I live. If any of you are local, I do sell my artwork now at number 19 on Market Street. Number 19 being the name of the salon on Market Street in Kettering, and I've got a cabinet in there where I sell all my pieces. But this won't be going in there just yet. I do like to hold on to my pieces for a few weeks before I put it in the shop, just to make sure that the resin surfaces are solid as a rock. But yeah, here we are. She is a beauty. What would you call this? If you're still here, please give me a name for this tray. What would you guys call this tray if you made it? And give it a name. Yeah, let me know. Let me know in the comments down below. I hope you have enjoyed this, and if you do enjoy my content, please hit that thumbs up or give me a hype. I, to this day, do not know how to even do a hype. I really don't even see the hype button underneath any video, so I don't know if I just can't do it. I don't know, but yeah. Do all of the things. Leave a comment. I hope you feel inspired by the chuck it in technique. Hope you feel inspired by this intense amount of weeding. One thing to mention is that all of those crystals did have additional detail in them, but I couldn't weed those areas. So I just removed it all, and now we've got big open blank crystals. But yeah, other than that, it pretty much went okay. I hope you enjoy. I will see you all in the next video. Bye.